Medical anthropology is a study of the cultural dimensions of health, illness, and sickness. Some of the things that medical anthropologists focus on are questions such as what counts as health, what counts as illness, and how do you move from one to the other. So what counts as health among the Quiche Maya, for example, is quite dramatically different from what counts as health in Western State Hospital. Among the Maya, health is defined in part by whether the community is whole. Is everybody who belongs to the community present? And people define health on a communal level and based on those kinds of questions. In Western State Hospital and Western clinical medical practices in general, health is defined on an individual level. So even something that might seem as simple as what counts as health would be answered very differently depending on the cultural context in which it's being asked. By the same token, what counts as illness or sickness would be different from one society to the next. So if health is defined on a communal level, you would expect to find that illness and sickness too are defined on a communal level. If health is defined as an individual construct, you would most likely find illness and sickness as an individual experience in that cultural context as well. So what counts as health? What counts as illness? And then how do you transition from one to the other? Depending on the cultural perspective, depending on the worldview that one holds, you would understand why you move from health to illness and how you move from health to illness, and then how you might return back to health in very different ways. In other words, in one context, it might be germs that are causing the illness, and in another cultural context, it might be ill will. So in the same way that the path from health to illness is culturally constructed, you might also expect to learn that the path from illness back to health is also culturally constructed. So the second two questions that medical anthropologists ask are, how do you move from health to illness, and then how do you move from illness back into health?